All right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff's perfect day in this one. He goes 7 for 7 in touchdown drives. The first 7 drives he has are all touchdown drives, and then Hendon Hooker took over, and they got a field goal on that drive. And then the final drive was just they ran out the clock with Hendon Hooker. So, really good stuff here by the entire Lions offense. And, I just thought everything was working well. I mean, some people are going to sit here and say, well, it's the Jaguars defense. And don't get me wrong, there was some of that. Like the play you see on your screen, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown running a route, going to try and just kind of get in a gap in coverage towards the sideline. These plays can work. You run these plays for a reason, right? On a 3rd down and 3, which I do have to say, there were a decent amount of 3rd down and even a couple 4th downs that the Lions had to convert. Here, though, Amon-Ra St. Brown runs a great route. Goff throws this perfectly timed, but also Jacksonville could have covered this better, right? I mean, this was not great defense by the Jaguars. Absolutely, there was some of that. But to say that that's all there was is just not true. I mean, for one thing, there was stuff like this, which is really good schemed up plays by the Lions, which we see them do this to everybody, where this play is going to be a designed or a fake handoff towards the offense's right. They're then going to have a player, it's a receiver, who's going to go from the offense's right to the offense's left. And this is Jameson Williams, who is very much known for his speed. So when this play begins, a Jaguars player actually picks this up relatively quickly. But the issue is, if you pick this up a half step behind a tight end, well, then maybe you can, come back and win the matchup. When it's Jameson Williams who you're late in picking it up, there's nothing you can do. Watch as Goff, again, right on the money to where Williams can, almost take it like it's a baton and can keep running. They're able to pick up a big gain right there. And that's really what we saw a lot of in this game, which is really good schemed up plays and just making things happen. And also something like this, where this is going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs play. But again, it's kind of the same thing. And I will say this is another one of those, I think this is actually a bit of a blown coverage by the Jaguars, but it is because they're doing a smart thing. It's man coverage. You have several of these receivers going over the middle. They've been beating you a lot so far in this game. It's relatively early on, but they're down 21-3. So you're focused on that. Goff takes the snap, and you're going to see really no one picks up Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, Goff, again, to his credit, somehow reads this one very quickly, is able to get the ball over there. So that was very much well done by Gibbs to be able to pick up this amount of yards. But again, many running backs, as of right here, they're just running out of bounds or getting knocked out of bounds. But not Jahmyr Gibbs, because we all know how fast he is. Watch him blow by that Jaguars defender, then makes another one miss, and he's going to pick up a ton of yards before finally getting tripped up. Again, that's just high-level stuff by him. And when there's so many different players who can do this type of stuff for the Lions, of course, a defense that isn't great like Jacksonville is going to just not be able to come up with stops, period. But now I want to go over here because, listen, there's going to be a lot of credit towards the offense as a whole, the offensive line, the playmakers, and Ben Johnson. But we got to make sure we're giving Jared Goff credit in this one. And I'm sure people are giving him credit looking at his box score numbers. But if you watch this channel, I try to not just look at box score numbers. I do think it is possible to have a very good box score game when the quarterback maybe wasn't the biggest part of it. I think it's possible for the opposite to happen, for the quarterback to play well, and maybe the box score just doesn't back that up. I thought Jared Goff was great in this game. I really did. And there were plays like this where it's a 3rd down and 7. Like I said, there were some 3rd down opportunities that he had to look at. It's man coverage across the board. Goff takes the snap, and his first couple of reads aren't open right here. Jacksonville's covering this part of the field up nicely. So for Goff, this is a tough situation. And, we always talk about, Goff's a quote-unquote statue back there. He doesn't have the athleticism that some of these other top quarterbacks have. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say he's Lamar Jackson, but that doesn't mean there isn't ways he can make good things happen. Because you have Amon-Ra St. Brown right there, who, again, isn't necessarily wide open, but I think a lot of quarterbacks, even really good quarterbacks, might not get over there very quickly. Goff immediately gets over there and puts a perfect throw on the money. Amon-Ra St. Brown takes it the rest of the way. Again, helps to have nice playmakers, but, that's a great play from Jared Goff. And these are the types of plays that watching it live might go unnoticed because, I can see that being something that watching it live, you just think, oh, wow, good play Amon-Ra St. Brown, well done by him, and wow, Jacksonville's defense stinks. But no, that was actually pretty good defense by Jacksonville. Goff was just one step ahead. The Jaguars decided, you know what, maybe we should try to start playing some zone, I guess, just because, like, why not? It's clearly not going so well what we're doing, so maybe let's mix things up a little bit. But again, the Lions eat this alive. This is not something that was ever really going to work. You see Goff takes a snap, runs the play action. The linebackers don't even get that out of position, but they're out of position enough. And you see Jameson Williams, again, he gets to his spot so quickly. This is just why he's so good in these situations. There is a window, and not just that, but Goff puts this one right on the money, so Williams continues running at a top speed the whole way. The safety, who kind of froze and moved in to try and make a tackle, all of a sudden, Williams is running behind him, doing the Marshawn Lynch as he goes into the end zone. I mean, I'm going to have to pause that for a bit just for copyright reasons. But I mean, yeah, that's just really good stuff here by Jameson Williams. It just is, the fact that he can do this kind of thing. But also, like, Jared Goff, like, that's a great throw from Jared Goff, because if Williams had to slow down a little bit, it's still probably a big completion. I don't think it's a touchdown there. So again, all these guys doing really good stuff. And for the rest of it, really it was just like simple stuff like this. It's a 3rd down and 3, and these are the types of plays that Goff can just like make all day. Is sitting in the pocket, reading the play, and knowing where to go with the football. Like, he's just not going to miss this. The way it works is it's zone coverage. They have 2 receivers running similar routes. One's going a little bit further down the field than the other one is. They also have a setup route underneath, hopefully getting that middle area of the field open. And watch as when this play begins, you see that right here, it looks like it's about to get open. So, okay, definitely well executed by the Lions. And this is another thing that the Lions do so well is, the guy who catches the ball tends to be the only guy who gets credit. But a lot of these routes, you need 3 or 4 different guys to run their routes effectively to make the play work. And the Lions run setup routes as well as any team in the league, probably better than any team in the league. But also, you look at Goff, he's getting rid of the football right now. He times these things so well. He puts this one right on the money as well. They're able to, again, pick up just a huge chunk play right there. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it just feels like how some teams are designed to, like, oh, this is our play that's going to have us get 6 yards, hopefully, on 1st down. Like, the Lions plays that are like that, or like, this is the play that'll hopefully get us 25 yards on 1st down. They just operate at such a different level than some of these other teams. So, like, listen, I get a lot of people are going to say, it's just Jacksonville. And yeah, it is just Jacksonville, for sure, 100%. But, like, I mean, I think, again, we know what this Lions team can do. We've seen them do it in other games, but they continue to, when they go up against a team that isn't great, just blow the brakes off of them. And they play the Colts next week, who have had some tough defensive moments this season. I don't see why that can't be, another dominant win for them. But hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Very good win by Jared Goff and the Lions. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.